I'm Mattrix from the Insight Podcast Network, and you are listening to The Chase Down.
Welcome to the ultimate super coach and fantasy sports show. You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Guys, welcome back. It's the Inside NBA show, Thursdays of the Chase Down, a weekly show previewing the games going forward, helping you win your week and reviewing the games just gone past. As always, we are brought here today by the Standard Squeeze, Ryan from Astute Newstead, and Bonus Bank, and I'm the Mattrix. Look, there's 8 games today, so we're going to cover that. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to preview the 7 games tomorrow, and we might go through some transaction trends along the way. Look, the first thing I'm excited to talk about is, of course, my Grizzlies beating the Heat today. Vince Williams Jr. He is must own, I think, at the moment. We chatted a little while back, and I said, look, the Grizzlies are going to be a bit of a gold mine at the moment. And it's just going to be a little bit of a wait and see. Look, I had earmarked a little bit of Zaire Williams, but Vince Williams Jr. was a bit more of the obvious choice. And he was great today. GZ Jackson also got the 26 points. He was very popular about a week or so ago. And even though ESPN hasn't added him, Scottie Pippen Jr. Played 24 minutes today, shot 5 of 7, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and will probably be a stream options going forward. Look, I'm not too happy about Xavier Tillman at the moment. I'd added him in most leagues. Seni Eldama didn't play today, but Jaren Jackson Jr. took the center position. David Roddy played the forward, and Johnny Conchar got the start. Not too much else I want to talk about with the Grizzlies, apart from it was a pretty impressive win considering Miami don't have as many injuries as them. Of course, they had some guys missing out. It was Terry Rozier's first game. He looked a bit shaky to start. 3 of 11 from the field, 9 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. But I think he will make an impact on this team. Tyler Hero, 18, 6 and 6. 18, 6 and 3. Hayward Highsmith got the start as well. Bam Adebayo played nearly 40 minutes for his 15, 15 and 6, as well as 6 blocks. So that was fantastic. And Jimmy Butler continues to disappoint this year. Thomas Bryant went and got himself 6 minutes. But not too much else to talk about with the bench there. Look, we're looking at the Hornets, and the Hornets played Detroit today, and you might say this is a boring game. Hornets actually lost. These are 2 of the worst teams in the league, but quite often you can find a bit of gold there. Bojan, 34, 4 and 4, and Brandon Miller, 23, 7 and 4. Brandon Miller is getting up towards that should be owned in most league status, which is exciting. Miles Bridges shot 7 of 21, but that's 20 and 10. So getting the double-double there. Didn't get much counting stacks. Did come away with a couple of steals. Cody Martin, look, I don't think that he's a rosterable guy, but still played the 24 minutes. LaMelo working his way back in, 17, 7 and 4. Whereas PJ Washington came off the bench, 28 minutes, 12, 6 and 5. Nick Richardson had himself a game with 21 and 10 as well. Probably proving that Charlotte should play a bit more big ball, but hey, they didn't come away with the win. So, I'm not too sure what they'll be doing there. Isaiah Stewart in the next one, 11, 8 and 2. He's an interesting guy. Playing the forward now. Seems to be getting his. He's been back from injury for a couple games now. I don't mind him as a stream. And Jalen Duren in 21 minutes, 14, 8 and 2. Killian Hayes, 6, 7 and 8. Look really good on the stats, but just doesn't score that much. But yeah, the big one is Bojan Bogdanovic. He scored the majority of the points and was the reason that they won today. Heading into the next game, I believe it was the Timberwolves versus the Wizards, and Anthony Edwards had himself a game, 38, 5 and 3 today. Kuzma flirted with a triple double as well. Carl Anthony Towns also had the 27, and Rudy Gobert went and had 16 rebounds to go with his 4 blocks and 19 points. I'm not finding any value on the bench for the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, look, you've really just got to have one of those 3 guys if you're looking at the Timberwolves, to be honest. And Timberwolves have been absolutely surging. Daniel Gafford didn't miss a shot today, 10 and 4. Tyus Jones is flirting with being a droppable guy again. Marvin Bagley, 17, only missed the 1 shot with 15 rebounds. And Kyle Kuzma, as I said, 17, 14 rebounds and 8 assists. Daniel Gafford come away with a couple blocks as well, which, wasn't too bad there. Not too much else. Bilal Coulibaly just proves to be a dynasty guy at this stage. I think he will be good, but I don't think that we'll see that this year. The Bucks, with their new coach, took care of the Cavaliers 35, 18, and 10. Massive triple-double from Giannis there. Donovan Mitchell, 23, 7, and 8. Jarrett Allen, 21, 12, and 5. Not much else really to talk about with these guys. I saw Sam Merrill getting at it in a couple leagues. He had 12, 2, and 3, as well as Georges Niang, 14, 4, and 2. Not too much else really to talk about. Karis LeVert is probably trending towards being droppable despite playing the 27 minutes. Chris Middleton, 24, 5, and 5. Getting back to being that Chris Middleton that we've been used to in the last couple years. Bit of a disappointing one for Brook Lopez, really, considering how good a year he's been having, and 28 and 4 from Lillard. Bobby Portis has sort of come back down to earth a little bit in the last week. More of a stream, just having a punt and seeing if you can get a win there. We're working through the teams really nicely here today. The Portland Trailblazers, and I don't want to talk about Ayton too much because Ayton says that he has nothing to prove at the moment, which is fantastic, considering he's now playing for a team that's been struggling a little bit. I do think they should be having a bit more of a dig at him in the games that he doesn't perform well and shouldn't and doesn't need to prove anything. But gee, come out like he did have something to prove. 18, 17, 3 assists and 2 blocks. He had a huge one. Anthony Simons, 33, 6, and 5. 21 and 9 from Jeremy Grant. I had Jabari Walker, 9 and 7. I was hoping for a little bit more, but with how well the other guys went in this one, he just really wasn't needed. I just played the 23 minutes. 40 minutes from Brog as well, 19 and 6, and Scoot off the bench, 11 and 3. Dylan Brooks had 14, 4, and 4. Şengün had 30, 10, and 8 in his rookie year this year. 29 points from Jalen Green. Again, he scores points. That's what he does. 7, 6, and 18 from Fred VanVleet. And 12 points from Cam Whitmore in 12 minutes and 12 points from Aaron Holiday. Good to see Jock Landale getting a little bit of a run. I'd love to see him get a bit more of a run before the Olympics. Boban Marjanovic played 2 seconds in this one. So it's good to see him back out on the court. The Suns took care of the Mavericks, absolutely punted them. And the Suns have the longest winning streak in the league at the moment. Grayson Allen continues his great form, 15, 5, and 4. We had just the 12 points from Kevin Durant, 12 and 10. But the big one here was Devin Booker. Shot at 73%, 46.7 rebounds, 3 assists, another 20 from Bradley Beal. Booker's having himself a season. It's great to see that Kevin Durant can just let Booker take all these shots when he's absolutely cooking. And then Booker seems to be able to assist really well and hand on to Kevin Durant. I actually think Phoenix Suns, after a bit of a rocky start, could have a sneaky chance at winning the comp there. They've definitely got the most amount of talent, and they are starting to look healthy. Look, as we look at Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, 34, 8, and 9, always a triple-double chance. Tim Hardaway with the 17 points, and Jaden Hardy with the 11 points. Nobody else scored in double digits, and pretty disappointing all round from them. Suns just absolutely pumped them. We've got 2 more games, and I know everybody was talking about Chet versus Wemby in that one. Wembanyama, 24 and 12. Chet 17, 9 and 4 with the 3 blocks. Chet's been coming pretty good. So, of course, there's been the success of the Oklahoma City Thunder, currently first in the West. So that'll be great to see what they decide. I tend to err on the side that if your team's doing really well, you get a bit of a bump up in the Rookie of the Year voting from me. Josh Giddey, 12, 8 and 4. He's been a lot better of late. 32 and 10 assists with 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block for Shea. Lou Dort, just the 2 points. Jalen Williams continues to fill the stat sheet. 13, 7 and 2. But not much else to talk about with them. Aaron Wiggins came off the bench and scored 22. The Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, of course, we had a chat about him. That went with 4 blocks and 4 assists today. 21 points from Devin Vassell. Blake Wesley got the start at point guard, and Jeremy Sohan shot the ball pretty poorly. I know a lot of people were streaming him. Zach Collins played the 17 minutes, and Malachi Branham probably played the majority of the point guard minutes there with the 28 minutes as well. Just the one more game to go through. Sorry, this can be a little bit of a bore. DeJounte Murray with the 23 points and Jonathan Kuminga with 25 and 9 today. In the Golden State Warriors taking care of the Atlanta Hawks. Wiggins, 12 and 5. Saric, 10 and 3. 2 and 7 from Kevon Looney. 24, 2 and 3 from Klay Thompson. 25 points from Curry. Draymond Green coming off the bench again with 12, 5 and 3. But 25 points off the bench, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. I'd love to see this a bit more from Jonathan Kuminga. Trace Jackson Davis, his minutes keep sliding. He's back to 15 minutes now. As spoke about, the 23, 7 and 7 from DeJounte Murray was really nice. We also saw 17 points from Bogdan Bogdanovic without many counting stats. 21, 9 and 6 from Jalen Johnson, and 11 and 11 from Clint Capella with a double-double. Just the 18 points from Sadiq Bey, 18, 7 and 3, which you could find on your waiver wire pickups. I'm not going to delve too much into tomorrow's games. But can probably have a little bit of a chat about some of the back-to-backs. So, look, you're probably looking at Friday and Saturday, so you can get some, you can get a bit of value on the Friday and Saturday. There's 8 games and then 10 games by adding blokes from Charlotte. Think your Millers, they're blokes that you want to add. Think your PJ Washingtons. I've seen him dropped in some leagues. Dallas, you could even go Lively if he's dropped. Dante Exum played 18 minutes today. In Houston, you could go Thompson. He's been playing quite well. Clippers, you could go Norman Powell. With Milwaukee, you could go Malik Beasley. With New Orleans, you could even go Jordan Hawkins at the moment. And with San Antonio, look, you could have a punt on one of the point guards, but there seems to be a pretty heavy minute split there at the moment. If you want to ride into the Saturday and the Friday there. Looking at a couple of the games ahead, we've got the Jazz versus the Wizards. We've got the 76ers versus the Pacers. Joel Embiid's been on a ripper run, and Tyrese Halliburton is playing again. We've got the Nuggets versus the Knicks. We've got the Celtics versus the Heat on a back-to-back. You could even look at some of those Boston Celtics bench guys, maybe if they pull away from the Heat. After the Heat had a loss and a back-to-back, maybe the Celtics could come away with a big win there, and their bench could get an extended run. The Timberwolves are playing a back-to-back against the Nets. The Warriors are playing the back-to-back against the Kings. You could look at some Kings guys, maybe making a bit of a run at the Warriors, maybe Kevin Huerter. Caruso should nearly be rostered at the moment against the Lakers, and that is the games there. I'm going to have a quick look in Yahoo at the most brought in players, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about that. I'm sure we've talked about most of the guys throughout the show. A nice quick one today. Actually, it looks like Halliburton might be out with TJ McConnell getting added. I'll look that up in a second. 3,000 people have added TJ McConnell. Nembhard has been added as well. Sam Merrill, 1,750 people are adding him from Cleveland. Fontecchio, added from Utah. He's only 10% owned at the moment. And as we spoke about, Armin Thompson, he played 32 minutes. If he gets the minutes, he's been really good, but he has slid back into the bench in the last one. Nick Batum, he's been pretty good in the last couple of games, playing 29 and 33 minutes. More for counting stats than anything. Can be an assist streamer, can be even a rebound streamer, and definitely can get those steals as well. He's had 5 in the last 2 games. Larry Nance Jr., there's the stream I was looking for from the Pelicans. Even in 20 minutes, he can do a little bit of damage. I don't expect him to play much more than that. And Scottie Pippen Jr., as spoke about, just 1% owned. He's actually at least in the league in Yahoo. Still to be added in ESPN. I think that just about wraps it up, guys. Nice quick chat. Nice quick solo from me. Thanks for sticking with us, and you've listened to an Insight Fantasy Sports podcast. Cheerio.